Hello, everybody. Here's some breaking news from the international community. The Ukraine, it's all about Ukraine and Russia. This news, this report, is from CNN. This report says that Ukraine's ruling party has acknowledged that the launched a sting operation, Ukrainian-led sting operation for lure out to do the suspected war criminals out of Russia. They aimed at the criminals out of Russia. The Ukrainian ruling party, Ukraine's ruling party, have has attempted to lure suspected war criminals out of Russia. We know that Ukraine and Russia has many they conflict with each other because the Crimea crisis that happened years ago. The Crimea island now is under the ruling of Russia. The Ukrainian President Zelensky's ruling party confirmed to the journalists that Ukrainian operation to gather intelligence and arrest suspected Russian war criminals. And said there was a special measure as part of the routine work of intelligence officials to collect information about those who participate in immigration. Okay, and this distinct operation led by Ukraine is aimed to capture alleged Russian war criminals. And with the knowledge and support of the United States, something United States officials denied. The findings of CNN's report had a wide-range impact in Ukraine. In the Ukraine's parliament, Thursday, there was a brief scuffle and rowdy scenes as opposition deputies held up placards accusing governments figures of being responsible for the failure of the operation and demanded intermediate investigation into how it failed. One place card read, "Title name the traitors of Ukraine," and another place card read, "We demand truth." Now we know that Ukraine, now the president of Ukraine is Europe is pro-United United Nations of Europe is pro-European Union and it's anti-Russia. And so the eastern part of Ukraine is under the risk of the attacks from the risk of attack from Russia. Russia is aggressive. The president of Russia, Putin, sometimes shows his power to threaten the Ukraine, and sometimes being aggressive. The Crimean crisis is a big failure for the Western country. They lose the island is critical and strategic. It's an important place that can be a strategic point at the geopolitics, strategic point to anti-Russia. So the loss of Crimean Island is really a big failure for the Western country. Our cause a big loss, huge loss, big loss and unforgiven. It's unforgivable loss for the Ukraine. There some peoples lived in the eastern part of Ukraine that are pro-Russia, and they like to unite with Russia. Those we suspect that, or we don't trust that, we suspect that they were backed by the Russian, supported by the Russian government to violate that region, and the conflict between Ukraine and Russia keeps continuing, and since no way to solve currently, though now the situation there is a big cool down compared to the past years, but it's still a potent point that may cause the World War III, cause the World War III, because Russia is a superpower in military. So how to face it, how to solve the problem, is that the Western countries have to work together to support, to back the Ukraine to face Russia's aggressive and invasive actions, and to support Ukraine not just in military but also in economics and any other types, any other aspects of activities. And that means Western countries have to suppress, to attack Russia. They only need just to support Ukraine to defend themselves, defend itself. That's the most important part, the core its most critic resolution. And the Russia is always the big threat for Western countries, especially for the Euro Union and United States of America. But nowadays, the new rivals rise in the Asia from Asia is the China. The China may be probably will be the biggest rival and ultimate rival, biggest enemy in the future because of its huge populations and huge economic system that will, if they Western countries, especially the United States of America, USA can't beat them currently. The big China currently, the China may take power, may take control of this world, to lead this world. So I know Chinese people may feel unhappy that Western country, why Western country don't see them, don't to take them to develop it, don't Western country see them as a threatening power. The Chinese people have to realize that their government, the CCP, is the biggest communist party in the world, and their country is under the dictatorship. Not just influence themselves, but also influence the nearby country, even the whole world. So if Chinese people want to take big part, to play a big part in the world, they have to reform their own government to a more democratic and more free and more civilized. So it's a war between not just countries but also the civilization. So, but currently, these days, despite these days, except for the Taliban taking power, taking control, in charge of the Afghanistan, the Ukraine is never. The relationship between Ukraine and Russia is never should not be ignored. It's still on fire, okay?